squad, but Spirit are out for revenge. This is comfort for them. They love this map, and they got to be a little miffed. That Saw actually stole it away from them.
Own story. He's airing a lot. Hang on a second. They've just got the B site for free. Bomb will go down.
Nice.
Numbers are dwindling.
Jerks. Jerkin. He's down. But still a double man advantage here for Saw, and it looks like it's just going to be a ramp fight. Force in from Spirit. They want the duel here, and oh, they're so good for it. Passy playing with the corner like an expert, and it's all on the Siren now who's brought it down to the clutch. Mejores. Tap that bomb, but Siren's not flinching. Have to check. Eventually, Mejores is waiting for exactly that play. Time enough for the defuse here, and Saw. Well, they lost that bomb plant very quickly, but they recover it much the same.
My God, Siren made that a real possible.
Right, so they'd like to correct that mistake. They'd like to make it through. That's why they made the changes to bring these players in, and now this one could be quick. Unless Chopper with the Glock, they can't get the bomb quite down. Tag on. Is there anyone here in rotation? No. Jerks is going to have responsibility here. He's under pressure, and he knows it. Managed to get in towards the angle, but he's been spotted. Siren pushed off. Siren somehow living. They just want to get a bomb plant out of this, but in a 3-on-3, Saw has to be careful not to overextend here. And with time still on the clock, Magic's, I think he just got spotted. Does Story realize what he saw? He does. Okay.
This is messy. Already so messy for the pistols to have found so much success.
They can just plant.
And the rifle. Okay.
They can plant. No one's in position right now. They've backed away. Mejores trying to take the space in towards lobby. He's given the opportunity now, and well, they know Magic's is still the threat outside, but it seems like they're largely just going to try and ignore him. With just a Glock, there's only so much damage he can do. Would rather bring that through, but Wonderful's found rifle. Jerk's a little bit lackadaisical about his fight throw, about his peaks, and this one's falling apart. This is a catastrophe. Just Glocks all on Mejores now. At this point, he might just be considering the save, and indeed, he's going to back away. This is the concession. Spirit bring it through with the naked pistols.
My God, what a round to claw that in his favor as well. And I thought, to be perfectly honest, things were going to crumble because Wonderful's Molotov in towards Heaven Airburn inside the double rifle. This is going to might potentially be quite rough.
Love on the T side is so interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see if Saw can correct their mistakes. It's funny that this losing to the naked Glocks has actually put it on track to match the timeline of their previous matchup. So maybe that was the 300 IQ from Saw. They're just trying to follow the exact blueprint of what worked last time. If it keeps going, I'm going to question the script writers. 55 seconds off the clock. They haven't really got anything other than Chopper's position in towards Secret here, Neo. But with that positioning, with no one towards lower from Saw, Jerks is going to go looking. He's had a lot of luck. This time, not so much. Siren puts him down. They come to expect that aggression coming through from Jerks, and Mejores will try and reinforce the angle. He'll slide in. He'll commit as well here. Story could potentially support with Mejores so far deep. Even that scout can't really help him out. They're shifting off, though. Squeaky open. Chopper still not having seen anything towards the top side, or towards the lower side, rather. They will go for the drop, and eventually one is caught. So number whittled off at the very least, but this vent dive is not an appetizing prospect, and this bomb will be planted with full control.
This is rough. I mean, again, you could even make an argument for saving here, to be perfectly honest. Money in the long term isn't great, and the wrap in towards B can be so difficult. If they don't find an early pick before this bomb is halfway tick, they'll call it. There's no way they can make it in. Only one kit to work with as well in the hands of Mejores. And I think with this slow posturing, I think it's a safe call. They just keep it on what they got. Play for exits, play for kills on the way out to see if they can make it expensive at the very least, because they ain't winning this. Spirit about to tie it up 2 apiece. No exits too. Everything didn't work out. A few rifles saved across to try and make this work. Spirits, what a way they set themselves up for success.
Vent drop again. They've had a lot of success with this. They've had a lot of space given over. Ooh, this time it takes a lot of health out, and Chopper He's not coming along for the ride. Is the bomb down? It is. Siren, that's a huge kill from the rat hole. Taking out UJerks. Denies the immediate response from Saw, and there's the follow-up as well. Roman caught. Gutierrez is down, but that's an awkward fight. He wins it. He wins it. And suddenly the health looks dire. The approach back in from the ramp room. Bomb not planted yet. It's stuck decon. Magic's not feeling confident on this, and instead they might go back up top. They've got some options. They've still got Siren influencing the site proper, and okay. Decision change. They are going to come through, but with the ramp presence, I mean, the spam could be deadly, and indeed it is. Magic's not making it through to that plant. Now, how do you respond? 50 seconds. They clear out Siren. That was the strong position on site. It's all on a wonderful. Bomb reclaimed, but it forces him to commit out. Smoke thrown to try and get him out of here, and he's peppered down through the smoke. A recovery here for Saw at an important moment. They keep Spirit from building early.
Yeah, that's a great round as well. Individually from just stepping up when he's sort of begging on him to find some form into kind of double ecoing and these awkward forces for quite a few rounds, because that CT economy so difficult to get under control once it's initially broken. Great nade coming through. Open it from just as well. Looking for seconds, but he's deleted.
Great round from Spirit. Great round from Magix in particular. Damage again going to be concerning here, but they've got the utility to try and hold Saw at bay. Slow down this retake. Bottleneck them up. They've still got 2 smokes, 4 flashes, and a Molotov. That's a lot to work with here. So they're going to continue to rain these down. Slow down that heaven take at the very least. Flashes trying to come through here, but this is going to be the execute. They want to test it. Smokes are timely. The drop in effective, but the flashes, they catch Jerks. Not so much on Siren. A bit of an overcommit, perhaps. Desperation here from the Saw side, but Story, with that AWP, is going to have to back away. So recovery here from Spirit, and we're just seesawing these rounds. Does Story get caught? Oh, just around the corner now. He'll be fine.
That's the positive, I guess, right now. And if they were to fall flat, they could also find some pretty rough rounds coming through. Jumping towards Vent, when the Vent dive worked 2 times in a row, this time it's his. He'll take a little bit of precedence.
Once again, though, they get the first ground. They get the control. It's just all going to be about Muteris. It's all going to be about what he can find. He's come off the angle. So he's not going to be there to greet them initially. Tucked in towards Decon instead, a more conservative angle. Haven't seen anything yet. That Molotov, they're not making a secret of this, right? And they know it. And based on the posturing right now, this might even be an attempt to late come back up the vent, right? You still got your player on mini. You still got your player on the roof and towards lobby. Now, lobby was just cleared out. With that kill, sell the lower hit. And, well, Jerks with an answer back. Now things get interesting. Where do they want to take this? Spirit going to try and shift a player in from mini. It's Story who's here, though. He cemented himself in towards the second vent, and he hears those footsteps below him, I think. They know where Wonderful is now. This round's getting very interesting. Siren clears. The tight shot, though, from Story is good. And he's holding for the player to come up vent. It'll be Magix instead who catches them, but with Wonderful already gone, there's nothing Magix can do. They need to just run out this clock. They've got the bomb. And as he comes down, he does retrieve. Just in the nick of time, but with no help, the flank with a deagle, it's plenty.
From the depths, they have made that work. And another round for Saul where you're looking at it on paper. You're coming in towards round number 7, you're thinking, it's surely very little success going to be found just on the back of the rough fight. They're rocking with 2 pistols and an MP9, and they make it work once again. Story, just such a linchpin to success. And even when Spirit, but the 4 spies have been so successful. So I'm not going to count out Spirit just yet. Double AK, 1 Galil. 1 Tech 9 and a P250 in the IGL of Chopper, and he has to make a masterful call here.
Does tend to be good for those, though. Does tend to be great for him. Roman down the vent. He's going to be the one to greet them this time. It's Secret again. Spirit have found the vulnerability, right? We can get down Secret. We can get down lower. But the adjustment from Saw has been to punish them once they're down here. Let's see if Roman can do what Muteris did in the last. There's heavy presence in ramp, so the rotation might be here pretty quickly. And again, you're going to have a setup where there's just 1 player up top to contain them in the vents. And everybody's ready to respond. No one's watching the flank, though. Magix could be impactful once again. Chopper takes 1. Roman starting the mow down. Avoiding getting traded here as well. Wonderful, though. That's just a held angle. Bit of an overplay here from Saw. They didn't need to do that much. They didn't need to move. And now the flank gets activated. Magix takes some control in towards ramp. Drop the bomb, but it's so messy. It's all on a Just now. The bomb can be reclaimed. Just needs to try and pull off a nutty clutch, and he's going to slip in towards control to try and bring it to bear. He just tucks himself by the double doors. Waiting for that audio cue. Waiting for the sounds. Hears them dropping. Knows they're both down now. Has all of that information. And so he'll wait for the tap. He'll wait for the check. And he'll find the kill he's looking for. Door closed as well. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Just enough time here for Magix. He's left the doors open. He could have gone for the rotation. Magix will tuck himself by the blue boxes. Just one angle. One bullet. May just end this. Think about decon. Not now! Magix! Ice in his veins. And the clutch brought through.
3 rounds in a row now. We have seen teams win on janky force buys and spirits. Safe to sort. Well, if you can do it, I can do one better. What a great round from them to a team of spirits caliber. But so far, it's not working just because their economy never stays in check. And a similar story could happen here. They fall flat.
Nade. That nade is so chunky. Roman has an opportunity here, but he's being wrapped upon. And when it comes out in the wash, that damage isn't substantial. Tyrus and nykytilan, they're in tough positions. The HE could be potent, but it's not tossed. Forced out of heaven, nykytilan gives it up. And now Spirit, they can slink away. They've got the bomb down to play off of. They just want to go out? My goodness, Saw, that would have been ambitious. But no, seems like they're going to concede. They're going to give this up. So Spirit will rack on a 7th round. That meaty early damage doesn't put the fear into Spirit at all.
Chopper flying out of heart as well. I'm going to say that really set a marker, didn't it? Flying through and finding that opener. I mean, Saw, they weren't even ready for it. mejores, what do you save? I don't think he can get it either. They know he's out here. Looking for the final. Siren. Damage dealt, but mejores might just be about to hold on to it right now. And Team Spirit looks to be exactly the same. 3-round lead. Saw falling quite considerably behind, and the money broken once further.
I think Saw are rattled here. I think that last round indicates it. They're thinking about the save. They should have saved. They didn't have time. Coming in against the numbers. They don't have the kits. That shows me there's a little bit of rattling going on here. Drop with the first round. Just the upgraded pistols in this. Not expecting much resistance. There are 2 players towards lower at the very least. So if Chopper keeps going, maybe he finds resistance. Molotov perfectly placed, though, to deal with this setup. Story still in the corner. And Chopper not going to test it whatsoever. They're coming back A. Here's the approach. They clear out nykytilan here in big garage. There's a little that can be done, but they don't check it. They don't clear it. Damage done. nykytilan now making things interesting. He's got the early warning system for his teammates, and as a response from this, just pushes in towards the hut. Now he's got the flank himself. Eventually brings that through. He needs one more kill to seal it, but he can do no such thing.
For this side and for the Portuguese scene, that he can find some form. Because if he does, then we put a contest on the hands. Right now, Spirit are pulling away. They've guaranteed a lead at the half already. And on T-side NUKE, not often you can say that.
It's a far cry from what we had in the last scoreline between these two teams. So they couldn't escape the nexus, the whirlpool that is the early force buys, right? They could never pull out. So now you got a situation where you're just trying to salvage the last little dregs of this half. This buy is everything. Story under pressure from Molotov. Stops to throw the counter nade, but he's forced off. Patsy knows he's got the angle. Patsy knows he's got the space, and Spirit were postured like they might eventually try and go for the ramp pinch if Patsy found the ground, but without it, now they redouble their efforts towards upper. Taking his control up top. nykytilan walking around here behind the container. Could potentially change things. Oh, poke back in towards ramp. Story's on the scene. Op is here. There's a rifle as well. Jerks down, though, with nothing. And now Story sent running. They know they've got him under pressure. They know they've got this control, and it's going to make things very uncomfortable, especially as Chopper takes down nykytilan outside. Now you've got pressure on Adjust. He doesn't know which way to look. He doesn't know which way to turn. Aim towards heaven. He's kind of stuck. Roman comes in to clear that, but not before Just falters as well. And it's all on the story now. And he might just be thinking about where he can best save this AWP.
It's got to be. Safe call. Don't make any noise. Try and see if you can just keep it tucked away in a corner. He's been hunted, though. I don't think he'll be given the luxury. In his back. Does he even realize how close one is? Siren trying to pinch him alongside Patsy. He might get one, but the quick trade should be possible. Doesn't matter. Happy just to play aggressive numbers game. That's working. It's simple Counter-Strike. It's aggressive. And yet to be countered. Utility is normally the best way to do so, but even that's been ineffective as Patsy will open things up.
Ramp's completely vacant. Ramp's completely vacant. Jerks is going to try and come in to reinforce, but it might just be too little too late. He's just got a deagle. No armor. Flashbang slows this for a moment, but he didn't even spot the player, so the information's not there. And if they want lower, it's free. It's free for the taking. It's right to be harvested. Okay, Roman. That gets a gun, at the very least, for this attempted retake. Maybe just to salvage into the next round. Seems like salvage into the next round is the answer. I guess Justin Matias could use the drops, but there's only one more round in this half. Recognizing that this is a tough ask on the retake, they won't even attempt.
The rough thing about this half as well is that we've seen more attempted saves than attempted retakes from Sword. I think that's been the story. They are rattled, as you put it so rightfully earlier. And this is really setting early doors kind of how this game, in my eyes, is starting to pan out. Spirits are looking so dominant. They've come out flying out the gates. Gears all working in perfect motion. While some of the individuals may be a little bit...
Zero concern here. Full comfort. Goodbye, Patsy and Chopper. All right, here we go. A little bit of life here at the tail end. One more round tacked on. Gives them a fighting chance at the very least. Gives them the ability to brawl here. This round is far from all said and done. Wonderful. Hunting. There's the spot. No kill yet. Magic's desperate for it. Not the right idea. He's got a lot of damage. Mejores eventually collected. Dogged in his pursuit, but the answer is swift, and it's all just Magic's now. 1v4. First found. That potential clutch. 45 seconds. Knows he needs to reposition. Just up top. He's worked his way down in towards the shadow of the Schmallow here. To give some cover, and it's just to rainbow. Hope exists. They're going to have to do it the hard way, but with one final round to give themselves a chance. That pistol round, though, could shut that possibility down quick, unless you get the swift trades, and now advantage for Saw. Lower side open for the taking. They're going to go for this bomb plant, and they started this game with a pistol win. They'd like another one. Looks like they might just get it. Patsy knocked down towards low HP. The bomb gonna shift its way back up top. Plenty of time here. So they're toying with the rotations out from Spirit, and now you just have Siren to worry about.
Oh, he was tempted. He was thinking about it. Was bomb planted towards upper. So he's in a rough spot. I mean, what's he even do from here? Full rotation to come through. He's playing the raid boss as well with the Julies and half armor. Just as happy just to play contact to the other side of the door. Locking out the rotation, making it all the more difficult. This pistol's done. Saw up to 6 on the T side. Pretty good, setting themselves up. The question is how many stay alive?
Three stay alive.
Great opportunity and a pretty easy opportunity to find themselves at 8.
You will remember the round that sent us all toppling down, though. It was also a round with not much behind pistols. So, can't be too confident just yet. See what they can do over on the south side. Looking like this is just going to be a takeout of Squeaky. The Chopper they have to contend with, he's just got a USP on top of that hut. Really, it's a wonderful scout. That's the big issue to deal with. dealt with, and this round should be comfortable.
Love it. Very little you can complain about. Easy enough. Bombs go down. 3 remaining. Similar story that we said about last time. Play exit. See if you can find an upgrade for Spirit. Doubtful, to say the very least. Why would they fall down vent? Magic's will have a little peek over from heaven. I don't think he'll be given too much to work with. As Patsy again, just playing rotation out towards spawn. And Buteris, he was so ready and waiting for it. They expect everything. That's working wonders. Scout will be collected. That's the nice thing. It's the, again, silver lining. Because no AWP will be able to be invested towards next anyway. So give a little bit of a comfort to work with in terms of those ranged jewels. This is looking pretty damn good. Nice shot at the very least from Magic's. Bit of damage. The PT-50 might clean it up, and it will. Will you be living much longer? The answer is no, but at the very least, get 1 kill. It's a silver lining.
The AWP and utility allowed him to do is to take all the space. They're going to have a ton of information. They know no one's outside. They know nothing's happening here. The A-side players can be supremely confident about this, and here comes the mow down. And that's exactly what we get. Buteris slips into mini. Maybe that's a cheeky spot, but he's going to be alone. He does get the 1, but he needs so much more. And now he's peppered down bit by bit by bit, limping out of that engagement. He's got 1:15 to think about how he even wants to approach this round, but with 10 points of health and fully alone against 3, better come up with one heck of a master plan, and Chopper might just cut it short.
I thought he was thinking about a save call there, but Chopper, other ideas. It's him who cracks things open as well. Him who starts off that round in successive spirit, and he closed it off as well. Great crossfire setup. Him alongside Siren.
They're not comfortable yet for the Spirit side. This is now the full rifles out. Aggression from Wonderful. That's so ambitious. The tag, not the frag, but he's not punished for it, so he's A-okay with that exchange. Patsy less though. Goodbye, Patsy. And now outside's going to be under threat. Now that's the path down in towards Secret. These smokes effective. They can make their way in, but they want to threaten Garage perhaps instead? No. Down they go, in towards the lower site. No one's in position to deal with this. Magic's will be the one close enough to rotate in, but it's actually Chopper sent down the vent. He's got the responsibility here. He's going to be on the angle in time, but he's not got much in terms of utility. A single flashbang. There's no smoke or Molotov to stall this out, so once the hit comes through, he's going to be hard-pressed to hold them off. Wonderful not spotting anyone outside at this point. Does this tip them off? Do they send Magic's down to join? Chopper wants a look. Chopper wants the info, but he's not got it. Pulling off here. Some sort of momentum outside. That's Buteris making some noise. Drawing some focus as well. The smoke in towards Mini. Baits out a response. It's effective so far, and again, the pressure's just coming for Chopper. Chopper doesn't get out of this. He does indeed. That's a huge find. They'll be traded 1-for-1, and now Buteris activates to the tune of 2. Trigger discipline is perfect, and Siren left on his lonesome. He's going to have to back away.
This is tough. I mean, for Siren, how do you get out of dodge here? Everywhere he looks, people swarming. Nice shot, though, Roman. A bit of sleep there. Will be caught. AK scooped up as well. Jumping in for seconds. That'll cost them. I think for Team Spirit, they maybe would have preferred an AK or an M4 being ticked over in towards the next. That's a better round from Saw. The full buy comes out. The bonus doesn't go their way, but when they have rifles to work with and consecutive ones across the... Really, Utah coming through as well. Wonderful. He's been a little bit on the side of quiet. Haven't seen the youngster step up. And the matter, because Siren continues to be a problem, and Magic's alongside him with a double. Bomb down. 2 versus 4.
There's that aggression coming in. So well timed. Story caught. Chambering around all onto Roman, and it's devastation here. And this is the moment that Spirit were waiting for.
Still, they cannot seem to close the gap. On their more favored side of T-side, we've seen some good work from them. They're rushing ramp. This could be rough. And Magic's will fall away.
Pressure on, the jump down, the overwhelm. Magic's 1-for-1. This is awkward, but knife out! Knife out! They had no expectation of Patsy tucking in towards the corner. He catches them completely off guard, and now an advantage for his team. The bomb likely to go down. Smokes are enough to provide this cover. Spirit won't challenge, they won't contest. They do get the door open in the meantime. With the timer now in their favor, Saw something to play around. The utility's gone. Story actually picks him up. the corpse of his comrades. That gives him something a little bit more to play with here. Ah, they burnt it. Literally and figuratively. Double door take. Everybody's moving this way. Roman tight to the angle. This can catch him off guard. He peeks into wonderful. The second not confirmed. Couldn't control the spray. Couldn't corral the bullets. But Story will do enough. What a round for Saw.
It looked dead. It looked done. Especially when they didn't spot the second off Patsy in towards ramp. I thought it was all dead in the water. And there's going to be another throwaway if they can clamber anything. But my God, have they stepped up. Saw, that is huge. What a way to do it as well. The double coming through, and you're thinking, okay, can Story step up? We sung it.
Connect here. Thrilled about it. I mean, in the early goings of this half, it seemed like it could just be Spirit to pull away. But got a down in the mud brawl here. No one's getting clean. Chopper gonna be under pressure. Just playing for the smoke right now. Spots a pixel and deleted. What a peek from Mejores. Chopper playing that pixel angle explicitly to try and get out from it, but Mejores just finds the head. He's a heat-seeking missile, and this round's already done. This round is already done. The entries are so dynamic from Saw. The bomb is down. The score will be tied. Spirit can't even think about this. They can't even consider the possibility, Neo. Devastating.
If they make a decision to even go near the site, this could have huge, huge problems in the latter stages. My God, Chopper, he set himself up for success and he gets deleted. This is worrying. Now, we're all tied square, and the fact that it's gone flawless as well for Saw is huge. Jerk's still jiggling. He's so cautious of a retake, but now he'll know they can get out for free. All tied square, 12 apiece. My God. What a round for Saw. What a way to do it as well.
This one. With controlling towards lower. Nobody here to answer the call. So looking like another round that Spirit might just not be able to get their claws into.
Get a consolation, right? You're thinking there's silver linings, there's positives to be taken. This can get worrying. Story needs to be careful not to overextend. Two players lurking towards our side. He's got a pretty decent inkling. He just needs to make sure that a rifle doesn't drop into the wrong hands. Chopper just about avoiding. A couple of pop shots coming through as well. Story dancing with the devil a little bit.
So that was Dancing with the Devil and called Just the Exorcist. Man's got the holy water at the ready. Oh, that's a nice kill. Could get them a rifle headed forward. Run, Siren. Run. For the hills. Wonderful's got the A4. And they are going to beat a hasty retreat. They're getting out. They're falling back to Helm's Deep. They'll shut the gates. The enemy has never breached the walls. They'll be okay.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Hey, to be fair, 2 rifles isn't actually that bad in terms of a save.
No, it's quite nice. It's quite nice. They weren't going to contest this round. They came in with a couple guns. They exited with a couple guns. Still, Saw pulling the lead, man. This is looking interesting. It's been the T side to the story here on Nuke, and now, well, the story, being story, might be able to.
Agreed. Yeah.
We've seen that element. We've seen elements of that in this matchup. They just haven't been able to contain Saw. I think what continues to be apparent for me is that, yes, maybe you don't have the firepower pieces hitting Cassie and Wonderful, and that's the problem with Spirit. But to me, it's more about what Saw is doing. Saw is playing very well. Their entries are so dynamic on these T sides, and that comes to Jerks, that comes to Mejores. They're finding a ton of impact early in the rounds and make it uncomfortable for Spirit. And to me, that's the story. That's the narrative here. It's not so much about the failings of Spirit. It's about the success here of Saw. And I'm blown away, man. It really is just such a different team from what they were earlier in the year.
No, spot on. I mean, they look just consistent. The ability to put consecutive rounds on the board was always a problem for Saw. And I've got to give a lot of credit to Mejores. He's calling this magnificently. It's out-call Chopper. It's pretty damn hard at times. Magic, he'll be tested. 3 players towards his left, 1 to his right. Little does he know. In the shark tank, and it's Roman for a double. They line up. He dipped his toes in shark-infested waters, and they'll both be deleted.
Fewer toes at this point. Round's over. Round's over. Spirit, no. They just forced out of this. And this is what's happening as well. A few times now, particularly towards that lower site, right? Saw actually hit in towards what the stronger hold is for Spirit, right? In this case, it's 2 players in towards ramp room, and they just erase them. And at that point, you can't contest. You have to concede. So Spirit have not really gotten a chance to have a full, protracted fight for a site just yet. They've just been erased on entry. And that's the difference maker. If first contact is that good, how do you even get a chance to brawl? They're going to have to find the answer now because there's just not too many more rounds. 14 on the board for Saw. They just need 2 more to close. From here on out, Spirit aren't going to be able to have the luxury of these saves. They get one.
Underdogs the entire season, and especially this grand finals. What a statement it would be. Great nade coming through. Drop it down to 79.
Patsy's changed up the look. He's tucked up on the platform of Secret. On the edge here, Tiny Molotov keeps him out. They want to bring the pressure on in, and he's got the mow down. So here we go. Those brilliant entries, they come to a shuddering halt. Patsy finally finding some impact here, catching 2 as they try and make the move through the smoke. They made the wrong judgment call on the Molotov. Thought that was just to keep them out, but really it was to set up Patsy, and now it's all gravy from there. Saw with the poke in towards the upper site. It's about damage now. Find some kills. There's the first. A second as well. Story actually putting this round in doubt. It's only 1 down now, and they've got control of A. Players moving in towards heaven. A Molotov could force them out of it, but Just will just try and plant this bomb instead. It will come back the other way. Bomb plant secured. That works well for the long game, but it's about the hold now. And Spirit, the round's back in doubt. They should have been full control. And Story flips it on its head. He'll burn, so they don't have to contend with him. Utility effectively used, but for Just, as much as it's about controlling the bomb, it's about getting 1 more kill here, keeping that economy in doubt. And, oh, he had the timing on the players towards Mini, but Magix comes in to correct that error. Fix the mistake, close the gap.
Wow, fine margins. It's close. We are going down to the wire here. There's a world and a real possibility we go the full distance in map number 1 alone. I think this, of all series, the final one of the circuit for 2022. Impressed, but they have to make sure that they stay in control. 14-13. Onto the wire. Patsy will open things up. Mejores to fall. Soul Roman. It's crumbling.
The hold is good. The attempt in towards upper, I mean, this is all falling apart. Story, he gets 1, Just a little bit of damage again to at least keep the doubt in their mind. At least to make this contentious, but wonderful with that offense towards heaven. Players all around, Just forced out by the Molotov. Could just get peeked in from Mini here, and they're going to make the move. Hit a little late on that one. And the answer back a bit more effective. He's got a minute. He's got a minute. And again, economic damage is a valuable find here. We're getting towards the waning moments. If Spirit can seal the deal here, we're guaranteed the full 30. At a minimum. Just. Wonderful up in Mustang. He's posted. He's posted. There's no way you're getting past this AWP. Wonderful. Zeroes it in.
In this series, his overpass has never been a luxury for them. Bring it towards our side. Finding the first chopper. The IGL steps up, but that's an important kill. It's Jerks to fall.
Mejores' position is huge, though. Is he going to be checked? Wonderful. Didn't quite see. Mejores' pass. They might misread this. They've got the player Mini, so I don't know if they realize someone's outside. Oh, Mejores. He could win the round for his team. He's going to check and clear. Wonderful's looking for this. But he's not spotting just yet. Now, Wonderful's smoke's been hurt. There's the kill on. Now they know Heaven's under pressure. Heaven's under threat. Where's the response? Do they just flow in? They'll wait for Mejores to activate. Pressure on. Utility sailing over. But it's actually just to draw them out of ramp room. And, well, Spirit haven't exactly given them everything they want. Chopper's still here. But he's done for. And now with a follow-up kill from Story as well, it starts to fall apart. Roman dead. Magix still holding on to this position, but threats on towards Siren. These players so isolated, knowing that Magix isn't here. They can just pinch. They can pinch the site, and that's exactly what they'll do. Siren, he's good for the first. He knows where the response is coming from, but he can't zero in the kill. Magic's in a 1v2, 25 seconds, time enough to plant this bomb. They'll hesitate, but they do need to get those numbers punched in, and indeed they will. So for Magic's, this is the time to be the hero. This is the time to step up and take his team to the promised land. Flashbang to slow it. He hasn't revealed his position just yet. Shifting around, and there's the double peek, and they're ready for him. Map point found for Saul. They just need one more.
My God. This is one of the biggest rounds Saw have had this year. This would really cement them in such a statement in this series and give them such confidence going into 2023. Overpass, we know. We've mentioned Story doesn't need to pick up the big green. Can the 5 rifles find success to finish it off?
Gutierrez? Oh, that would be such a huge entry to find early on, but he does take the space. He's got so much control outer. If Patsy drops, oh, it would have been even more devastating. As it is now, it's all about Magic's. It's all about Magic's and the ramp. They're going to bring Wonderful in to reinforce him, recognizing this situation, and it's just in the nick of time. The Ops forced out 1 for 1. That's not good enough. Magic's has to hold up here, and he knows the pressure's coming from both sides. He's losing teammates by the dozen. Story will keep control of ramp at the very least, but it's all about this fight. It's all about this duel, and he's lost it. Now the lower site is theirs. Advantage Saw in every which way. The bomb will go down. Nothing that can be done about that for Spirit, but they'll get a move on this retake early. These players are operating on opposite ends of the map, and Patsy seems like he's going to be the first to take contact. Siren just working his way down the vent. Patsy, timing here. Did he just get spotted? Did he just get caught? He did indeed. Just saw an ankle as he slipped around the corner. Leaves everything on to Siren. A clutch required to bring us to overtime. And Saw looking in full control. It's time for greatness here, Siren. It's time for something truly special. The bomb's not planted for him. It's the far side of the cooling tower. It won't be covered off by that smoke, and they know. They're just waiting for the tap. They're just waiting for the punish. There's the check. Over ambitious on the commit from Roman, but he's already won it on the time, and he knows it. The clock is his. They're flirting with the doors, and he's flirting with disaster.